Hey, it's Nigel here from Hillsong Worship. How you doing? We're on the No Other Name tour, and here we are in San Antonio. Fun. Looking forward to tonight. Just thought I'd take a couple of minutes and give you a quick gear rundown. So here we go. So very quickly, let's start with the guitars. I've got 2 guitars out on the road. Obviously, I'd love to take 10, but due to weight restrictions, all that stuff, we take 2. So I've got my old faithful and trusted doozy here, the Star Player TV I've had for a few years. Absolutely love it. And also the Gretsch Deodat. And yeah, love them. So very quickly, signal flow. I plug my guitar into here, it comes into my pedal board, and I plug it into this little RC booster here. And I plug it into that. It serves for 2 different purposes. One, it's a buffer, and 2, it's a bit of an EQ as well, because both guitars sound a little different. So if I plug one guitar, I can quickly adjust the bass and treble, and then if I plug the other one in, I can adjust it to those pickups and the gain structures, all that stuff. So from there, it goes down, down, down here. I'll come back to the pedal board, down into the rack. Okay, so it comes in on the input here, the front of the switcher. This is the RJM effects gizmo, which I absolutely love, and pretty much what it is, it's a true bypass switcher where all my pedals and all my effects are running through this. So in effect, like what it is I can actually, with a flick of a button on the pedal board, bring whatever pedal I want in and out of the loop, and I can have any combination of pedals. So I can have, like, if I can go from a clean sound with a flick of a button, and then with another hit of a button I can bring in 5 or 6 pedals and change my delay times and my reverbs and all that sort of stuff, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so that's the input there, and all my pedals are wired through this. So very quickly, this is my first pedal draw. So it comes in from the RC booster, the signal chain comes into the compressor here. So this is a CMAT Mods Signa Comp, which I absolutely love. I've gone through, these are the pedals that I'm using on this tour, and you'll probably find on another tour I'll pull out some of the pedals and change it up. I'm always trying a few different things, but for now I'm using this. So the signal flow goes to the Signa Comp, into this little Cusack Scream, and these are my Scarlet Love Overdrive pedals that I made with Sealer Effects, and I've got 2 of them at the moment, and they're both set to different settings. One is like a clean boost setting that I've got here, and the other one's set to like the Plexi setting. And as you can see, I don't run too many gains. Like the gains I actually set quite low, the drives, and I'll just layer them accordingly, or have a couple of different combinations. Here's my Mulholland drive that I'll use for maybe some lead tones. This is a spare cable that does nothing, so that'll go there. The POG is sitting here, which I've had for a bit. I'm not using it too much on the tour, but it's sitting in there. Back here you see like a pitch shifter delay and a DD5 and a DM2. I use these 3 for like my reverse sounds and my ambient sounds. I'll use, these 2 are in one loop, this is in a separate loop, and I'll use various combinations of these along with my other effects. So that's mostly the drives drawer with some effects, and this is my other drawer here. Okay, so I use the Strymon, some of the Strymon gear, which I absolutely love. I've had this is the Strymon timeline where I get all my delays from, and this is the Mobius, which some of the modulation effects that I use, and I don't use too many at the moment, but it's just really nice to have. Mostly use this in the studio, and this is the reverb by Eventide Space. Heaps of people are encouraging me to get the Big Sky, just to keep it all Strymon, but I haven't done that yet. This one's working fine though. And so yeah, again, all these are MIDI controllable. Everything's hooked up to the controller out there, and with a flick of a button it'll change all my presets, all my delay times, my patches, the delay amounts, anything you want. Like any of these buttons are attached to a MIDI function. So yeah, it's really flexible. So with every song I'll have different settings, and it just saves a whole lot of tap dancing. So with the signal flow here, everything is run through a line mixer. So out of the looper that you saw before, the signal comes through the line mixer here, so I can have, this is running in parallel, so at any time if I turn off a delay, the delays will trail off naturally, and even if the pedal's turned off for some unknown reason, it won't kill my signal. And so that's the line mixer down there, that's the MIDI through box down there. And this back here, I don't know if you can really see it, is it's what controls my my volume. It's a little volcano. It's sitting under there. It's called a volcano by I can't remember the company actually, but Sound Sculpture, I think. And that allows me to control the volume internally in the rack, so I don't have to run my guitar signal into the rack and then run through another like 70-80 foot of cable back out and then back in. It's very cool. So it saves massive cable runs. Alright, so this is my buffered split. Okay, it's called a Tone Saver, also by the RJM company. And one side, as you can see, goes to back into the interface that carries, sends all my signal into the effects. The other side is a buffered split, which is a dry output, and that goes straight to the interface. So talking about the interface here, this is made by the same guys that made my pedal, the Sealer guys in Australia, and it's a one-off. They made for me, and this is pretty much my patch to the outside world. So here is the dry output. Here are the two post effects outputs, left and right. And I've got my tuner output here, and my expression pedal that controls the volume. Everything gets patched into here. So this is really cool. You've got phase control, so you can flip the phase depending on what amps you've got. Ground lifts, I can flick it from stereo to mono. Various buffering. It's really, really cool. Jensen transformers inside, so they're super quiet, they're super clean, and it's just a really nice, good, strong signal. So yes, at the moment the dry output is getting fed into this quilter tone block that I'm trying out. The guys very graciously gave this to me to try it for the tour. It's fantastic actually. So this is just going straight XLR out into the system, and it's my center dry channel. And the front house guys can ride that up and down as they please. If they want to just poke me out a little bit more in the system without the signal getting lost with all the wet effects, they can do that. So really great tone. It breaks up quite naturally. Yeah, I like it. It's the first time I'm using it, and it's great. So my left and right outputs go to a Vox and a Matchless amp that are sitting right out the back. Don't be fooled by these. They sound great. They're plugged into PP1 and PP2, Pop Plant 1 and Pop Plant 2 as they call it. But I can't be seen being outdone by all these keyboards on stage. I'm being out keyboarded at the moment, and it just can't happen. So this is giving me like some false sense of security perhaps. But the amps that I'm actually using are way out the back, and we can have a look at them later. But let's quickly look at the pedal board. So back out here, here's the pedal board that is controlling the whole rig. So it's a MIDI controller, and I can have all the songs, currently have all the songs in the tour programmed in here. So the first song that we do on the night on the tour is the No Other Name. As you said, No Other Name. I have my presets that I want for the song. So like the bridge song with the line that I do in the bridge has these combinations of pedals, and if I want to clean up the sound, I can hit a button and it takes whatever I want out of it. I've obviously programmed this, and it's taken some time to program, but it works fantastic. I still can have it, this here allows me to turn on the individual pedals or the loops at any time I want. Okay, that just brings them in and out of the loop, and you'll be able to see it flashing on and off on the switcher there. Okay, various different combinations of it, and with a button I can turn them all off like that. So that's the beauty of it. So I'm not doing a massive tap dance up here. I can just concentrate on playing and MDing the band as well. So yeah, these are my individual loops here, and these are my combinations that are programmed. So once the song's finished, I'll go to the next song, which is Mighty to Save. I'll just bank up and the song is ready to go. So again, the bridge, I've got a clean and rhythm sound. At any moment I can have kill my sound to a dry sound, or hit an ambient sound, which, like I said, changes the delay types, changes the reverbs, brings in various different pedals to achieve that sound. And then I'll just go back to whatever sound I'm using for the next part of the song. Here's my volume pedal here, and this controls the volcano that's sitting in the rack by Expression. It's great, just a Dunlop Volume X pedal, which is great. And my old Ernie Ball volume pedal that I use, this controls my delay amount. So at any setting that I have, I'll click a button, it's got my preset delay amount that I use for that song, but at any time I can back it off or increase it. So that's pretty cool. Tuner, and this is just a little junction box that sends MIDI, power, audio, everything back and forth. That's essentially the rig on stage. So I'm going to have a look at the amps. The amps are at the back. Alright, let's go look at the amps. This is Paul, and he's our guitar tech. Brilliant guitar tech for a drummer, man. He's awesome. And this is where we keep the amps out here. So those two amps that you saw on stage, the dummy amps, they did live up here, but now they're on stage to give me a false sense of security, like I said. But these are my amps here, Matchless and the Vox. So I'm running them both pretty clean and getting most of my drives from the rig up there. But they're set at a level where with all my pedals off, they're clean. But if I hit the guitar really hard, it'll just push it enough to break up. And so I really like the breakup of these amps. EL84 tubes, they work for me, they give me the sound that I want. I run them both on at all times, so I don't have like a dry and a wet amp or a clean and a dirty amp. They're both on all the time. They're both set pretty much at the same volume. They just sound different enough to give me a good stereo image. And yes, I run everything at the same volumes, all my stereo effects, everything here. They're hard panned left and right in my ears, and I think similarly out front of house as well. And all my stereo effects come from my delays and my modulations and my reverbs. So I try to create like a wider sound. I'll spread the delays as wide as possible, put a bit of a stereo modulation on it just to give it that width. And this is where they come in. And the good thing about having it all the way back here is that we can crank them up really loud and get a really nice tone. And as you can see, a couple of 57s on them. And at the back of the amp, we're running these as well. So these are the Palmers, the PDI 9s. These are like a junction box type thing. They take the split before it gets to the speakers and send that straight into the PA. So Starkey at front of house can actually choose whether he wants to use, I guess, the preamp sound that he'll get from the XLR or the mic sound, and he can blend them accordingly. And we've got them both on both amps here. So essentially I'm taking 5 lines into the system, so 2 on each. So this, the mic, this on this amp, the mic, and the center dry. Perhaps a little greedy, some may say, but I'm not complaining. There you have it. That's pretty much the rig for the tour. Hope you enjoyed that.